Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, Monday, honestly, I was still very productive. Normally I'm not, I'm normally catching up on sleep from over the weekend, but the thing is that starts to the end, I guess, of last week, and the start to the weekend, I was actually going to bed early and waking up early, and so I got kind of back into a good sleep routine. I ended up actually waking up today around 9:30, which was a little bit later, but it was still way earlier than sometimes I've been waking up. So I was like, I'm still happy that I'm up and able to get things done for today. You know, that made a huge difference, I felt like. And so going to bed still early tonight so that, again, hopefully I can get up early tomorrow and just kind of keep the whole thing going, because I honestly feel like since I've been sleeping, and I don't want to say sleeping better, because even if I go to bed late and I sleep in later, not I'm still getting a normal amount of sleep. I'm not oversleeping. It's just that I go to bed really late, and so that's normally what ends up being the problem. But my problem is that normally then I wind up waking up late, and I'm I get less hours of sunlight, especially in the winter time, which really stinks. And so I just feel very unproductive, again, when I'm awake and the sun's not out though late at night. I'm not going to try and do anything during those that point in the day. So when I'm actually getting up early, and have more sunlight hours, then I actually feel more motivated to get things done. So I ended up doing dishes today. I did the dishes while I was actually cooking dinner. I ended up making that mac and cheese, and I showed you guys too, because we did cheese and crackers yesterday for the Super Bowl. So my leftover cheese that I had, because I had 3 bricks of cheese, so it was like 1.5 pounds, but the recipe is only for 1 pound of cheese. So I ended up using, I cut some of it up to use yesterday and then had about 1 pound left over today. But I had Jack shred that yesterday, so all I had to do is just kind of, quickly add it in and, make up the cheese for the cheese sauce for the mac and cheese, and then cooked, the pasta and everything. And it didn't take too long, because again, I ended up having the cheese shredded already, so it wasn't I had to do that. And on top of it too, because Jack did it yesterday, I had less dishes to wash. I have to wash the what's it called, the shredder, and the bowl from him, putting the stuff in there. I have to clean off the table from all the shredded cheese. Since we had the cheese out yesterday, it just made sense to do it. And like I said, it just felt very quick and fast, and we were able to kind of just get it done, quick yesterday, but then making the mac and cheese today was very quick as well. While I was cooking that though, I ended up doing the dishes. I also ended up making those breakfast parfaits. My dad likes to eat those. Jack, I don't really think likes them. I think my mom would eat them, but normally when Matthew's home, I try to make them too, because I know he likes them. But so like I said, really it's more for my dad, but again, whoever wants to have them can have them. But I ended up making 5 of those. That was with the big thing of the big tub of yogurt. I have 2 of those, so I needed to get those used up. So I ended up doing that. It was the yogurt, and then I put blueberries and strawberries in there, and then I put a little bit of the granola that we had in the pantry already, because I just, like I said, I want to get that stuff that's in the fridge used up. So I ended up doing that. And then I also ended up making I think that was it, but like I said, I ended up doing the dishes then from that. The one thing that I want to do, I'm wondering if I want to do it tomorrow or on Wednesday, is I do need to brown my ground beef that I ended up getting. I think I'm going to use 3 pounds maybe, and do either Sloppy Joe's or taco, what's it called, taco meat, because I know cans of, I think, Sloppy Joe sauce and also taco seasoning, so I think I might end up using that and do that. And then I just need to freeze the other 3 pounds of ground beef for my mom, and then I also need to freeze the what's it called, the beef from the what's it called, the roast that I got, the beef roast kind of thing. But I'm gonna probably do that with stew. And I wanted to use not the flank steak, but something else. Forgot what it's called, the sandwich steak maybe. I wanted to use that for beef and broccoli, but I'm wondering, I don't really know if I can use the cut that I got for it. I mean, you probably could, you just have to slice it up, but I don't know, I might end up doing that too. I'm not, like I said, completely sure, but either way, tomorrow for Valentine's Day though, I did ask my mom, her and my dad, I think originally my mom has a like a procedure that she's having done on Thursday, and so somebody's coming over to the house tomorrow for like I don't know what it is, like kind of like they're supposed to be bringing like some type of ice pack thing. Honestly, that's what it kind of sounds like, but they have to teach her how to use it, and so somebody's coming over tomorrow, but they're coming over tomorrow like in the afternoon, and so my parents aren't sure that they're going to be able to make like a dinner and a movie, which Tuesdays are their date night anyway, so it just worked out. It was on Valentine's Day, but because of that, they're not sure if they're going to be able to do it. So either way though, I had asked my mom earlier if she wanted me to make, I have strawberry frosting and also strawberry cake mix, so I was thinking of doing like a strawberry kind of like dessert, and I was thinking of doing like little chocolate kisses on top maybe, so it's like chocolate strawberry, you know, like chocolate covered strawberry kind of idea. That's what I was gonna go with, since I don't have, I used up the real strawberries that I have, so I'm not going to do that, but I thought it was just a creative way to use up some of the stuff that's already in the pantry, and so I like I said, I have that and I want to just use it up. So like I said, I think that's what I'm gonna do for like dessert tomorrow, but as far as dinner goes, I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, we had tons of mac and cheese left over from yesterday, so like if my parents are going out, me and Jack will just have mac and cheese. But if they're not, then I don't know if they're getting food, like, you know, gonna have something delivered or going to pick, you know, up takeout, or you know, just like what, or if my mom, originally my mom was like, oh, I'll make food, and I was like, you guys deserve to like at least order something and get something for Valentine's Day, even if you guys aren't going to be leaving. But like, if, you know, again, it might end up being later, like that whoever's supposed to come tomorrow is coming, and it might be earlier, so either way, like they might be able to still go, but you know, like they also aren't completely sure of the time that it's going to wind up being. So anyways, like I said, that's the only thing that I guess is kind of like, at least I'm planning for tomorrow. But like I said, I also wanted to make that ground beef stuff and freeze, you know, the meat that I got this week, and I want to take care of that, but I don't know if I want to do that and then also make the cupcakes. Well, I was going to do cupcakes, I think. I didn't want to do that entirely at the same time, just because when I'm in the kitchen for like too long cooking and baking things, I kind of get like today, the amount of time it took me to like make the mac and cheese and then do the dishes and then take care of like doing the parfaits and stuff like that was like the perfect amount of time. I hate being in the kitchen for a really, really long time. Like I just start to get like, I don't know, it's really weird. It's more my shoulders that like start to bother me, because a lot of times it's like I'm cutting things or whatever like that, like kind of like repetitive motion, because I was cutting up the strawberries, so that might have been it. But I also too, when I wear gym shoes when I'm in the kitchen, because of like the support, I actually feel like normally I'm okay, but like I just feel like it's like, you know, again, from I feel like I'm getting so old, like I need special like shoes to be wearing in the kitchen when I'm gonna be up on my feet for a really long time. But like that's the thing, is that like I can be doing things outside, I can be doing, you know, like other kind of stuff. It just seems like when I'm up in the kitchen for like more than like a few hours, like then I really start to get sore. Like, you know, again, it was kind of the perfect amount of time. It probably took me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half in total today, you know, like in the kitchen, like, you know, straight. I was like doing stuff the whole time, but you know, like, so I don't want to be doing a whole ton of stuff, although it honestly probably wouldn't take me too long. But like I know I have to cut the meat, and that's normally the biggest thing. Like I feel like cutting up, again, vegetables, meat, whatever it is, that's a lot of times when I start to end up getting sore. So that's why I'm just thinking I might want to try and move that to doing it on Wednesday instead. But anyways though, guys, yes, that is all that was going on for today. Again, I unloaded the dryer today. I did wind up getting the dishes done. Like I said, I made that step, got some of the things in the refrigerator kind of, you know, so we can get that used up. You know, again, made the mac and cheese for dinner. But I didn't end up getting to too much else today. Because again, I did wake up a little bit later, although it was still earlier. But I did end up waking up a little bit later today, so I feel like that's why maybe I didn't get quite as much done as I'd wanted to. But yes, The one thing though that I did ask Jack was, and I don't want to do it today, but I'm thinking tomorrow, just because I was, like I said, I was in the kitchen for a long time and I was just trying to get that stuff taken care of more in the afternoon. But I was asking Jack if when he comes home from school, if he would help me kind of, because I told you guys how, it wasn't yesterday, but it was on Saturday, we cleaned like above the two kind of like wicker bins that we have above the microwave cabinet. We ended up getting those down and just kind of ended up going through them, so it's a little bit more organized up there, which was perfect. However, we've got some disorganized shelves in the laundry room that I'd like to get to. So I was asking Jack if, like, you know, just, you know, once a day this week, so we don't have to do it as like a huge big, you know, multiple hour project or anything, or, you know, just a big project. I was saying, you know, would you mind just kind of you know, helping me go through that cabinet, you know, and the shelves and stuff like that that are in there, and go through some of that as well, and we can just kind of work on like one, maybe two shelves a day or whatever, just go through the stuff that's in there already, and you know, just get it organized as well, so that again, we can still do something productive during the week, but it doesn't have to take away from anything that we do during, you know, on the weekends. Because today, well, I guess last night, this morning was actually my mom's last day of work. She actually got a new job already. She actually had put in her resignation and then got an interview with a new job literally like within this next week. And so she was finishing her like last shift this weekend, like today. And so she starts her new job like next week, and so that's because she was gonna actually start tomorrow, but because of her procedure that she's having done on Thursday, it was on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so she was gonna start on Tuesday, and she could have possibly still, like, you know, been able to work on Tuesday, but they said just to wait until after that so that she could start like a full regular week. And so she was because of the procedure that she's having on Thursday. So but because that, like I said, she's starting next week, but it's normal hours. It'll be like more morning, you know, like earlier in the morning for a few hours, and it will possibly turn into where she can actually pick up more hours. And kind of honestly, other than the like Tuesdays and Thursdays that she has to work, she can kind of make her own hours as well. It's not work from home, it is like a, you know, she's working away from home, but she can kind of like add what she wants to end up doing and make her own hours. So if there's a week where like she knows that there's a lot more going on, you know, or she can schedule kind of things around that a little bit more, it's much more flexible. And also too, it was just a lot for her, like working, you know, like again, when she was working that shift when I was born, like I was like maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 years old, somewhere around there. I like vaguely remember when she used to work that same job, same shift back when I was little, and then she got it again. But it's just been really difficult, like working night shifts, and especially too, like you know, like my mom was saying, like something that like younger people need to work, like it's just harder, like, you know, to like do that back and forth. Like my mom, she's trying to you know, be up during the week, you know, Tuesday through Friday, and then, you know, Saturday, Sunday go to working night shifts and then be up. You know, it's not like she's like nocturnal right now and she's just working all night shift. You know, like it's just been really like a really difficult for her to be able to do that shift. So like I said, this is way more flexible, mainly, you know, kind of mornings, and again, she can kind of, you know, again, do, like I said, what she needs to, wants to do, and, you know, pick up the hours that she wants to and things like that. So it's a lot more flexible. But the good news is that we can get more projects done on the weekend when my dad's home. We can actually go and do things more. Like we missed out on a lot this year because my mom had to work on the weekends, and so like I showed you guys too, we ended up changing our Christmas. Our Christmas was actually on Christmas Eve this year, which was fun, but you know, and again, a little different, but, and it didn't have much of an effect on anything really, but it's just those, you know, that kind of like, you know, we had to make a lot of changes. And also too, like, I felt like ever since kind of like, especially even sort of like last summer, like I was kind of looking like this summer compared to like, you know, this past summer compared to the summer before that, like we ended up not getting quite as much done. And I felt like it was because we couldn't do a lot of projects throughout like the whole day on Saturday or Sunday because my mom would be asleep. And so we can't have the, you know, the you know, saws going and the power tools going and all that kind of stuff outside because she's sleeping. And so we'd have to try and be like, okay, if we're going to be doing any loud things, we have to do it like earlier on Saturday before she would take her naps, and then have to go to work on, you know, Sunday or on Saturday night. And so it was, again, it was really difficult too for us to be able to get to a lot of things. So the good thing is that now that she won't be working on the weekends, we can kind of get back into, you know, doing that kind of stuff. So it is going to be a little bit weird, I think, like an adjustment almost again to like not having to like be super quiet and like tiptoeing around the house on the weekends, and, you know, grocery shopping even too, because we would leave like right after she'd get home. Like, you know, she'd get home at 8 o'clock in the morning, we'd go right into the grocery store. And so we would leave on Sunday mornings, you know, to go to the grocery store when she'd get home. So again, it's going to be a little bit of a weird adjustment, but I think in the long run, you know, again, it's better, I think, for her, and also to just like our household in general, because again, my mom has really realized that like she can't work it, you know, the same that she used to when I was little. And even then too, it was like difficult because she had a little kid, like, you know, she'd be sleeping while I was awake, and so it was difficult. Like I would be with the babysitter, you know, like on the weekends and on Monday or whatever. Actually, I think on the weekends I was with my dad, but it was like the same thing too. I think on Monday I would be with a babysitter pretty much all day until my dad got home, and then he would end up watching me. But, you know, like that whole kind of thing, like my mom would lose out on a lot of that and like family time and all those kind of things too, when I was little. And, you know, but again, like you can kind of bounce back a little bit more, I feel like, when you're younger. And like for me too, I'm like nocturnal anyway, and my mom always thought that, you know, too, like, but it's that whole transition of doing it on the weekends and then trying to switch back to being like an early bird on the weekdays and taking Jack to school and going and doing, you know, errands and all those kind of things during the weekday. It's just hard to do that kind of, you know, like bounce back. And my mom would say too, it'd take her like 2 or 3 days sometimes to like recover from like working a night shift, just to be up for like 2 days and then have to go and do it all over again. So it was a little bit difficult, but like I said, I think that, you know, everything's working out a little bit for the better. Like my mom got a job right away afterwards, which is also really cool. And again, it's much more flexible for her. So like I said, project wise, we have a lot more of our Saturdays, but I don't want to, you know, and Sundays, but I don't want to take away from anything that, you know, again, we can still try and get done during the weekdays, so that, you know, like I said, me and Jack are going to try and get to some of those projects and things like that as well. You know, and again, just doing little small things throughout the week, and so it doesn't take up a whole weekend project where we can do a lot more and bigger things. So anyways, though, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.